Hi class, this is Donna Zedler. I wrote my discussion post this morning and didn't realize that it was a video post. So I posted it in written format and now I'm recording it. Anyhow, my post is on entrepreneurship, profit, and philanthropy. Entrepreneurship is firstly an indicator of a society and an economy which are healthy, growing, and prospering. The entrepreneur requires certain inputs in order to make his enterprise successful. The fertile ground of an open economy, which allows and hopefully encourages innovation. A price system unencumbered by intervention, which allows the market to determine both the demands for goods and services, setting prices accordingly, and access to capital, which is the financial seed from which an idea can take root. These important inputs are indicative that a society is responsive to the needs of humans, which are part of it. Constant growth and innovation are born into people, and leaving these unhampered is a cooperation with human nature, and thus God's creation. Secondly, entrepreneurship is an act of love for one's fellow man. The concept of service is at the root of every new idea which has improved our lives. Whether it be the automobile, electric lighting, canned foods, or the telegraph, each moved forward the possibilities of man in an exponential manner which even the entrepreneur himself couldn't have envisioned. This is a mercy and a gift upon one's contemporaries. Entrepreneurs place their hard work and capital at the service of society. As businesses grow, they provide opportunities for others to gain employment and earn a wage, using their own talents in service of a common goal. The motive to profit, of course, lies at the heart of entrepreneurship, but it's not to be confused with greed. Profit is the reward for the risk which is inherent in launching a new venture. Without an opportunity to reap profit, people would never take the risk. Not all entrepreneurs make fortunes. Many fail. Further, the lifespan of an entrepreneurial venture can be short-lived. The originator of a new market or product does not often reap the fullness of its success. As our book states, the established leader in an area usually is unlikely to pioneer the next major breakthrough. This fact requires the humility to let go of one's creation so that it can be improved upon in service to society. The ability to extract a profit during the lifespan of a venture is both a reward to the entrepreneur's investment of risk, labor, and capital, but also provides him the ability to go forth and innovate once more. As we've seen in our reading, men of all beliefs become entrepreneurs. Some, like Jack Daniel, John D. Rockefeller, Henry Leland, John Wanamaker, Thomas Welch, and John Harvey Kellogg, were men whose faith informed their business activities and social consciousness. Through their success, they were able to give back to mankind, not only through the bettering of lives, which came through their market contributions, but also privately through good works, endowments, and donations. For many of us, names like Rockefeller and Carnegie are everyday household names. We've been the recipients of their charity through their philanthropy. Andrew Carnegie was a great supporter of science and education. His giving supported the building of over 2,000 public libraries and helped fund schools and universities as well. By the end of his life, Carnegie had given away 90% of his fortune. Only through the ability to innovate can wealth and prosperity grow sufficiently to enable those with grand hearts and good intentions to tangibly be a good benefit to people. In his article, The Gospel of Wealth, Andrew Carnegie wrote, "The contrast between the palace of the millionaire and the cottage of the laborer with us today measures the change which has come with civilization. This change, however, is not to be deployed, but to be welcomed as highly beneficial. Progressive policies dating back to the Rail Age have tried to limit and regulate business activity in the name of fairness. In those days, Congress attempted to regulate shipping rates in order to guarantee that no favoritism was given to large corporations. The large entities whose volume in fact kept rail lines profitable, and hence the reason for better negotiated rates, were penalized for their successes. Antitrust legislation became a buzzword in early 20th century political circles. Businessmen like Rockefeller had to reorganize their businesses time and again in order to continue to be operational against a hostile regulatory climate. Facts bear out the goods which corporations such as Standard Oil did and continue to do for society. John D. Rockefeller made his fortune by driving down the price of oil for the average consumer and making a very important good more accessible to the average family. In our day, entrepreneurs who achieve great success are attacked on the basis of income inequality. What progressives historically and at present fail to recognize, however, is that entrepreneurship, profit, and wealth are necessary not only to healthy markets, to the economy of large nations such as the United States, but also that they provide the means by which philanthropy can itself exist. Topping Forbes' list of American philanthropists of 2016 are entrepreneurs Chuck Feeney, who's given away over $7.5 billion earned from his duty-free retail empire, funding education, science, medicine, civil rights, and brokering peace in regions throughout the world beset by violence, such as Northern Ireland. Included in the list of generous givers are also the eponymous Hiltons, the Gateses, Irwin Jacobs of Qualcomm, and the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett. The desire to serve one another comes from the understanding of the dignity of man, a desire to alleviate suffering and improve life for those in need, and from a great humanitarian love. The way in which philanthropy expresses itself in the United States, expanding to the world at large, is through the sharing of the great fortunes which are produced through business and the market, which are also put to service to one's fellow man. Further, the great conveniences we enjoy in this modern world, and indeed the life-saving and life-extending scientific advances which enable us to fully enjoy our years, are the result of innovations created by entrepreneurs who take risks in the pursuit of profit in a favorable business environment, utilizing and reinvesting capital in the service of their fellow man. Thanks for listening.